Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Vending. Okay, so what's different in this picture? I'm going to do a face mask. I'm going to start anyway with the face mask. For one reason, I was thinking the other day what a disruption this virus has been in our businesses. And I want to be able to visually remember this. So like in, I don't know, however many years, however many videos I've got, the ones that I see with me with the white mask on, I will remember that. So this is just kind of a commemoration thing. I haven't decided if I want to do the rest of the shows until it's over or just one. But we'll see. Okay, so funny story before we go on. So I have to wear this at work because I come in contact with the public. And I put it on and went into work, and I worked for about an hour. And so what I do is when there's no customers, I pull it down because it's really uncomfortable. And then when one comes, I pull it back up and we do our thing. And every time I pulled it up, I kept thinking, gosh, this thing must be old. It's really floppy. And then I realized, and then one time I went to adjust it, and when I did, I grabbed the bottom of it and the wire was down at the bottom. I was wearing the silly thing upside down for an hour. Okay. So what I wanted to do, again, when I was thinking about what a waste this is for us and our business. I mean, we're not placing machines, we're not collecting cash, we're not stuffing our machines, we're not buying machines, we're not doing anything. And then I thought, okay, but this goes against my rule of do one thing every day to build your business. And then for a while I was doing videos every day. But then I thought, okay, I'm sure my state is going to shut down for another 30 days. I just am sure of it. So what am I going to do? We are now, as I sit here, in week 5 of our state being shut down. So I thought, well, what kind of things should we be doing in our businesses so that when we do open up, we don't pick up where we left off, we sprint out of the gates. And none of this is going to be fun, guys. Okay, but I cleaned one of my machines, and it was a triple head, so it was a job. But I've got 4 or 5 more that need to be cleaned, so I'm going to try to do those. For all of those machines that you've got set aside or parts laying all over, or, organize your parts. Make lists of the parts that you still need to get the machines that you've got sitting around that aren't functioning. Get a list of the parts that you need and order the parts. Now there are a couple of machines that I bought. The machines themselves look good, but the stands are rusty, especially on the bottom. So I'm going to sand those down and then repaint the bottom of that stand. It sounds easy, and it probably is, but I live in an apartment complex. I don't know where I'm going to go to paint it. So anyway. Now, here's one of the things that I'm able to do because of the ministry is I'm going to, since I'm not buying machines, and I'm not buying candy, and as you know, I have a placement company place my machines. They're already placed for the first month we're open. They've already been paid to place 4 machines for me. So from now till we open plus a month, I don't have to spend any money on anything. So I'm going to save all the cash I can so that when we do open, I can bust out of the doors. Now, another thing that I did, because I got to be honest with you, I suspect that when this is over, in my city and state anyway, I'm going to lose some machines because some businesses are going to close, and I'm going to go to check on my machine, and they're going to be gone. I'm sure of it. So what I did is I went around and I peeked in the windows, because most of them I can see from the door, which is, by the way, good placement on my part, just saying. But they were all there. And, and I do that even when we're not shut down. I go down the week, and I did a video on this, I go the week before, check on them, make my list, come home, order my candy so that I'm ready to go the next week. That way the inventory is in and out in about 3 days. But go around, check your machines, and also do your pre-list while you're doing it, but you'll be able to make sure that your machines are still there. And there might be notes on the door telling you about openings or closings. And here's a thing that I did. When I made my pre-list and I went down, I was thinking, I was going to wait till I get to a sizable number of machines to do this, but it might be time to go through and eliminate any poor performing locations. Like I have one that is just my dog, okay? I went in there the first time, and it was so warm in the vestibule where they've got me that the M&Ms on top were cracking. So anyway, I'm thinking of pulling that machine out. I have two options: pull that machine out and put a different machine in there with a screen on the back to keep the sun from hitting it, or just pull the machine. And since I'm not making anything, I don't really see the reason of keeping it, but I haven't decided. But anyway, my point is, make a list of your really doggy business locations, and then when we hit the road running, pull those 1 or 2 or 3, however many you've got, poor performing machines out, and go find places for them. That way, when we sprint out the door, you're not going to be waiting, because if that business was doing that bad before the pandemic, I can't even imagine how bad it's going to be afterwards. They'll have to spend a year just getting back. So do you really want to stick it out? Just something to think about. So these are things that you can do physically with your machines and your inventory and checking machines and all that, okay? Here's another thing, and I do this a lot, is I plan. Now, they usually go wrong. And ask yourself questions like, how much growth do you expect for the next year? Between where you are now and 1 year from now, what kind of growth are you looking for? Or do you want your machines to increase, or do you want the number of your machines to increase? You know what I mean? Like, if you have 10 machines, do you want to have 30? Or if each machine's bringing in $10, do you want to make it $12? I mean, make some plans and a dollar goal. Put a dollar goal on it. Now, what about locations? I would think about, and I'll give you an idea that I had. I tried it and I couldn't get it because all I know is millennials, and never mind. But try to find some people that will go out, because they're looking for jobs right now, and offer them $50 a location to go place your machines. I mean, there are still places open. You just can't go inside. Or there are places that you can get into, or at least talk to a manager. So somebody that is unemployed, make them that offer. Go place this machine, I'll give you $50 cash today. But never stop thinking about locations. Now here's the last one I did, and I got this because the last video I did on this was called Working on, have I done that video yet? Working on your credit? I think I did. Anyway, work on your credit. I mean, I have a really good credit rating, but I'm not 850. So I'm trying to find ways to up my credit. And here's why. Years ago I was in the real estate business, and what I learned was banks don't really care about the how much you make from a machine or a rental property. That's not what they care about. In fact, I just tried to go buy one, and they said we don't count the income on any properties. Never. Not even on investment property. We look at it like, if it's completely empty, can you make the payments? Okay, it makes a difference. So what they're going to rely on is the down payment and your credit. So if you want to get a higher number before they shut you off, you need to have a higher credit number, and you need to have more cash saved. So I would take this time, and what I've been doing is I've been researching like different kinds of credit cards and watching videos on that, and because there are many classifications I didn't even know about. And the one I mentioned in a video not too long ago, City Double Cash, I did the research on that. That's a good thing. That's a real thing, and I am going to apply for that. I've decided. So work on your credit. So what things can you do? You can plan on growth, set a money goal, try to get locations even during the pandemic, and work on your credit and save money. The rest of the stuff you can do to machines. You can fine-tune your inventory method. There's a lot, there's a lot you can do, but the goal here is, and I'll say this forever, try to do one thing every day to build your business. For me, I've got like 4 or 5 irons in the fire, and I try every day to do one thing for each one. For my Bible study class, for my vending, for my real estate, for our online. So I try to do one thing every day, and that way I'm not racing in one thing, but I am steadily progressing in each thing. And that's where you want to be, one step in front of the other. So those are the things that you can do while this pandemic is going on. And as I say pandemic, gotta make sure I got the thing upright. So I opened with it on, I may as well close with it on. This is the new look, this is the new mask that everybody has to wear in public, otherwise they shame you, whether you agree with it or not. That's kind of the recommendations we're going to have to do just to get our country back opened. So in 5 years when we look back and I see this on my face, I'm going to laugh and remember when I was so upset that our government was so stupid in this state. So anyway, I'm going to close with my face mask on. You guys have a great week. I hope it opens quickly for you, and for those of you that are lucky enough that it hasn't shut down, good luck and happy vending. Bye now.